Okay, we're going to open it to questions. Again, give us your name, the organization you represent, and keep your questions to the point, please. Thank you. Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Weiner, and a proud member of the Newspapers Committee that Ron chairs, and a national op-ed columnist. I've done 150 op-eds since I left the White House 10 years ago. I was at Zuccotti Park a week ago, and it's a sad situation because there are more police, about 30, than protesters because they've made it so difficult to get in now. You've made a very positive case. Why don't more corporate leaders see that a successful 99% is the way to make the top 1% even richer? Is it a mistake in selfishness that has backfired, or just that they don't get it, in your view, or is it something else?
Which one do you want to take? Just go to the mic, whatever one.
Go ahead. Why don't those other guys get it? You know, I think it is misguided self-interest. I think that they don't yet realize that reducing economic disparity and that getting more money into the hands of people who don't have much is actually going to cause a situation where those people buy more of their products. You know, it was, who was it? Schopenhauer, who said that all truth goes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. We're at the very beginning of that curve, and corporations are notoriously slow to react. Well, I got him to his feet.
You know, I'm going to try to just answer the question briefly. I think it comes from a fear that once you open your heart to the issue of what's happening to the millions of people in this country who don't eat, and not only your workforce, but this whole thing that's going on in the United States, then you're afraid that it'll be never-ending. And so I think there's a rigidity of opening your heart that comes from a lot of folks, and not only in the business world, but other places. And I think it's that fear that keeps them from saying, let's try to make a difference in this country for all those folks. Thanks.
Actually, you got more support than perhaps is apparent when you think that 67% of millionaires support more taxes by millionaires to create a better economic overall climate. Yet the political leadership doesn't reflect that. How can what you're doing impact the political leadership, which seems to be at a stalemate?
You know, I'll get up and try to answer the question. So, you know, I think if you look at the history of social movements or anything, things take time. And Ben alluded that in in those 3 steps of philosophy. And you know, I've been paying attention a little bit how long it took women to get the right to vote in this country from their first occupation in Seneca Falls, New York. It took over 80 years. Only one person who was at that original meeting was alive when women got the right to vote in our country. So you have to start somewhere. And Ben called it the beginning of the beginning. I think that's where we're at in this country. And I think that's, you know, we're here, and it's doing more and more all the time as a company. And I think and hope that others will join us as we move forward. Those kinds of amendments, those tip of the icebergs, that's how the whole thing, I think, really will take off and grow. And hopefully all of us in this room will be alive when there's more economic equality in this country.
We got 4 minutes. Question? Yes, right here.
Thomas Borghese, I'm working for a Catholic newspaper.
Sorry, could you repeat? I can't hear.
Okay, I'm Thomas Borghese, I'm working for a Catholic Egyptian daily newspaper. The question is, as always we say, it's listening to the heart, as the gentleman said, and is that the eviction cannot stop from demand, the voice of demand or equality, justice, or all these things all over the world now. Whether we like it or not, you start something, or you are echoing something from 99%. The question for me is that, are you going to sell the idea the way that you are selling your ice cream? Or not? Because, I mean, are you going to reach out to the people, to the 99% of the people, not just the ones who are gathering in Seattle or New York or any place? The second thing, which is always, whether it's 1% dictators or 1% businessmen, both of them, they don't like accountability and what we call it, transparency. Are you going to, after 3 or 4 months, exactly to tell us or tell everybody what you really did, or you didn't do, and why?
I didn't quite understand the last 2 parts of your question, so I'll leave that to my colleagues. But the first part, are we going to sell the 99% movement the same way we sell ice cream? That's exactly my hope. You know, I think that what the movement needs is for Ben & Jerry's to get that message, the message of the 99% movement, out into the whole rest of the country, where people and all the sympathizers and supporters that are never going to be near an occupation or never going to participate in, you know, quote, activist type of activities. But I do believe that there are millions of people in the United States that support the Occupy movement. I mean, that's been shown by polling, and that we need to find a way to involve those people, and that's what I hope we'll do.
I'll try to respond to the second parts of your question. You know, I think it's the job of everybody here to make sure that we're held accountable and transparent. You know, and that's a good function. You know, we in a long time at Ben & Jerry's have had what we call a social audit, which we actually bring in outside people to hold our feet to the fire, make sure that what we're saying